Welcome to the Red Carpet Report, your backstage pass for celebrity book clubs, book adaptations, and new book releases. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Kirsten.
And we're your hosts.
Today's episode is a deep dive into beach read season, and we are very excited because this is our favorite time of year. We have been doing Ultimate Beach Reads for a long time, and we love the rollout every year. We've been doing beach reads since 2017.
Yes.
And we've perfected it over the years.
Yes.
We used to do one massive list of books that were backlist and frontlist and like all the different things. And now we do it in 3 rollouts over the course of the summer. We launch it for the first time in April. We update it Memorial Day, and then we update it again July 4th. And that way the books that are on the list you can buy. So we're not really recommending books that are coming out in July and August in April, because that's not helpful to you. We've had our second rollout, so we're going to really deep dive into the books that we've chosen this year. But before we do that, we do have a little bit of red carpet rundown news. Oh my gosh, that was a tongue twister. Don't ask me why, but
Wow.
I did it.
You
I
did that
stuck
so
the landing.
well. The first one is a series that you really love. It's Sweet Magnolias, Season 5.
I could not love this TV adaptation anymore. It comes out June 11th. It is based on a series of books by
Cheryl Woods.
Cheryl Woods, thank you. And it stars some amazing people, but the highlight for me is Joanna Garcia Fisher, who also has herself a book club, which we are going to celebrity deep dive into her someday because she picks great fiction. And it's the story of these 3 best friends and their lives in this cute little southern town. It feels very Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
It's about parenting and it's about motherhood. And I actually have never read the book series,
Oh,
but my
okay.
understanding is a lot of the plot lines from the book series make it through. I just love it.
I think I only watched the first season, and I don't know why.
I live for it.
I think I might just have to binge.
I am planning to download the entire season and watch it on the plane.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
That's
smart.
I'm really like counting down the days until this.
Okay. And the second one that we have is Meet Me in the Margins, and it's by Melissa Ferguson.
Right. Now, I haven't read this one. It's about publishing. It's about authors. So it's a romance book about books, which we've talked about. It's one of her older ones, but I have read a lot of her more recent ones. In fact, one of them is on Beach Reads for this year, but we're not talking about it today. And she writes sweet romance. So it is closed door, ends with a kiss kind of romance, but you get the butterflies while you're reading them. And her stories are just always so unique and so different. She has a lot of them that are about authors. Actually, the majority of them are about authors that I can think of. And this one is going to premiere on Great American Family with Merritt Patterson as the lead, who I love from my Hallmark Christmas channel.
Nice. How do you feel about the 2 different...
I'm a Hallmark girl through and through. Always will be. I don't like that people split up between the 2 channels.
I know. I was going to ask you how you feel about that. Is that okay?
It was devastating news to me. But Lacey Chabert stayed, and I love Lacey.
Love her. I love her from way back when.
Yeah, from Mean Girls.
No.
What's before Mean Girls?
What was that TV show where there were like multiple kids in the family? This is ahead of your time. There was like 5.
Party of 5?
Yeah.
She was in Party of 5?
Yes. This was like way before Mean Girls.
I know her from Mean Girls and all of the many Hallmark Christmas movies that I watch, which is a lot of them. I get my checklist out every year. I follow the app. I click off all the new releases. I'm really into it. So I don't mess with Great American Family usually because, again, Hallmark releases a lot. I can't take on both channels, but I will flip over to Great American Family for this one.
Especially considering the number of Christmas books that you read.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know you already have like 20 on your list.
Oh, I do. I downloaded a lot already for this year.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the best time of year. My second favorite time of year. Beach read season is number 1. Christmas season is number 2.
It's a good thing that they like are on opposite ends and gives you some time to like recoup.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But by August, you and I are both normally like starting out our Christmas book journey.
Let's now do a deep dive into beach reads. So you and I read a lot to make these choices. So we figured out this morning that between the 2 of us, we've read about 170 books this year.
Yep, so far.
And from those, we are picking the best beach reads for the year. So
right, that are coming out
yes.
this year. And that doesn't include, because we're always a few months ahead, that doesn't include our November and December books that we've already read that came out in this.
Not every book that's a best of the year is going to be on beach reads. And we should point that out, because in order for it to be on beach reads, it has to have a few criteria, right? So a lot of times it has to be set in the, 100% of the time, it has to be set in the summer season. So I've read some amazing thrillers that were set in the middle of winter. That's not a beach read.
No, it is not.
Some of them can have heavier topics, right?
They can. But we are not going to have you sobbing on the beach, because I am scarred by Me Before You.
Right.
And what happened to me on the beach when I was sobbing hysterically, snotty nose and all, and like family and friends are coming over to be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Just let me read my book."
But it's not even that. If you cry on the beach, you're now getting sand stuck to your face.
That's true.
You're going to like blow your nose. There's sand on your face. Now there's like a whole entire sand snot situation. That is
you don't want to mess with that either.
No.
The other thing about the beach or the pool or whatever is, generally, if you're going to these activities, you're going with other people, right? You're going to stop and get yourself a snack. You're going to take a dip in the water. You're going to chat with your neighbor, maybe play a game of Scrabble. So no book on this list is going to be so complicated that you need a reading guide and to be annotating it, because you have to be able to put it down and pick it up.
Yes, it's going to be a quick moving book so that you can put it down, but you're going to remember exactly what was happening when you pick it back up. Let's go with our first category, which is fiction. Okay, so we had already talked about Yesteryear and Go Gentle. Those were celebrity book club picks. We've already spoken about them. So let's talk about something different. What's your fiction pick?
My fiction pick is American Fantasy by Emma Straub. And this is a funny one because it's perfect for millennial women. It's about a group of women on a cruise ship who have booked the cruise to be with their favorite boy band from their youth. So picture Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. They're there on the boat. They're performing all these different things. They're at all these different events. And it's just a bunch of fangirls on a boat for 3 days.
Which is amazing.
Fun. It's silly. There's actually deeper things than you would think. There's themes about your lost youth and your potential, where are you going when you're defined in this certain box and now you have to break out of the box. There's relationship drama and, identity crises, and it's just really fun. And one of the boy bands is a narrator. So
awesome. Okay, my pick was Villa Coco, and it's by Andrew Sean Greer. And
Pulitzer Prize winning author for The Work of Less.
I know. Usually when you hear Pulitzer Prize winning, you're like, oh, I can't read this. And this had me cracking up from the first page. This guy, he doesn't really know what he's going to do with himself. He's like an archivist, and he takes a job to go and archive things in this woman's house in Italy. And we don't really know what's going on with her. She pulls him to do the most ridiculous tasks.
She's basically Aunt Jan, is what you're saying.
Yes, 100%. She's Aunt Jan, I feel like.
Okay.
And she's amazing. And it's hilarious. And I loved it. I couldn't put it down. So it has deeper stuff, obviously, but like so well written, easy to read, perfect for the beach.
Perfect.
The next is historical fiction.
Mine has already been a bookmark pick, so I'm not going to really go deep into it, but it's The House of Hidden Letters by Izzy Bloom. It's set on a Greek island, and it's historical time period from World War II to present day and dual timeline, and it's set on a Greek island. So that pretty much says it all.
This one sounded amazing. My pick is Liberty Island by Virginia Hume. So this is actually going to be something that we talk about in detail next week. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. It is a historical fiction. It's set in Maine.
Enough said.
Done. But we're also talking about suffragettes. There's so much to this. There's family drama. It's such a good read. We'll talk about it all next week.
And it's the July Beyond the Bookends book club pick.
Yes. Okay. Summer fiction. This is a new category that we added, I think last year or the year before, because there are so many beach reads that we wanted to include that were specifically about summer or about really warm weather. And we didn't want to call it women's fiction.
Right. We used to call it women's fiction in the past, but we've sort of moved away from that categorization, just like we've all moved away from chick lit, that lovely term. So this is really summer fiction. It's generally not as literary as some of the ones that you're going to find on a regular fiction list. It's going to be a little lighter, a little breezier, a little bit more of what everyone else would consider like a general beach read. But yeah, it's still a very fun category.
So what was your first pick?
Mine is Have a Great Summer by Francesca Cacci. And I love this one because it's set at the Jersey Shore. And you don't get a whole lot of really sweet summer fiction set at the Jersey Shore. And the best part about this is that it's a dual timeline. So it's a second chance romance, and you get to see their romance unfold when they're like 15, 16, 17. And then again, when they're in their 30s. I love that. And there's all this beach town gossip and like cute little beach shack restaurant, and it just sets the vibes. It sets the vibes. I read it all in one sitting on a rainy Memorial Day weekend at the shore, and it was everything I wanted it to be.
Oh, that's so good. And the perfect place to read it, too.
The perfect place. It's just, it was the vibe.
It was an all immersive, like 4D experience.
Yes. And I think there's a lot of beach read fictions that's like New England, California, Florida. I wanted something that was set right here in my backyard. And there's not a whole lot of beach fiction set in New Jersey. So
love that. I chose one that actually doesn't fit our usual mold of summer fiction. So this is Underwater by Tara Manin. This had to be a summer fiction because it all takes place at the beach near the water in Thailand. But we are just like trigger warning. It does go into some detail about the earthquake and the tsunami in Thailand.
Oh.
And so it was a fabulous book. It was recommended to me by someone I trust a lot, and it's something. So like friendship and family and, you know, regrets and you know, getting over grief and the loss but it was so good. Okay, sweet romance. I love this category.
But it is hard to fill the sweet romance category, my friend.
It really is. Sometimes I feel like there's a book and the entire thing is sweet and it's fantastic and you have all the butterflies, and then they throw one scene in there that I'm like, oh, good Lord, you did not need to throw that in there. We could have just had a sweet romance.
Or close the door or something.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a hard category for us to fill every year because a lot of the books nowadays are very, very open door, very steamy. So this is a tough category.
Okay, so you had one that you absolutely loved.
The Shippers by Catherine Center.
Yes.
Now, I am sensing a little bit of a theme. So I am going on a cruise later in the summer. And clearly that has bled into my reading choices because this is set on a cruise.
You'll notice how none of these are about shipwrecks.
No. They're really fun cruise situations.
Yes.
These are party cruises. We are happy on these cruises.
This has been on your mind, I think, for like in the last 6 months of reading.
I think so. So this one, I don't even know how to describe it, but JoJo is our main character, and she has been basically left at the altar. And a few weeks later has to now go to her sister's wedding on a cruise ship with all of her friends and family. And she wants to like get back on the dating horse and connect with the person who she loved when she was younger, or she had a massive crush on. Maybe not love isn't the word. Her neighborhood crush. And in order to make him jealous and to get him interested, she's going to fake date her best friend, who's a man.
Okay.
And I think we know where this is going. It's adorable. There are a lot of funny shenanigans because there's all these pre-wedding events with all these friends and family on the cruise ships. You get the cruise ship dynamic, but then you also get like trivia night with friends and family. I mean, it's a really fun, it's a perfect beach read.
I love her stuff. Her stuff is always a little bit quirky and really, really fun.
And there's deep feelings of emotions, and you get those butterflies, and you might have some kissing, but there's never
the feeling that you shouldn't be reading this.
In public.
Yeah. Yeah. My choice was A Sprinkle of Sweet Serendipity by Rachel Linden.
This cover is so happy.
Cutest
It's
thing.
all bright yellow. She's got blonde hair that's like the same color as the cover. It just is full of summer sunshine vibes.
Yes, it is. It's summer sunshine. That's what the cover is. I was like, I need to read this. If anything is going to be sweet, it's going to be this. And there's one kissing scene. So couldn't even be better. In this one, everyone in the family will blow out the candles on their birthday, and at some point, one time, we'll get an image of what their future is.
Ooh.
And so our main character is waiting because she's turning 34. It has not happened yet. She is a single mom. She blows out the candle and sees a vision and is so excited because in the vision, she is going to be together with her celebrity crush who is has a food TV series. Okay. And lo and behold, he comes to the town the next day. Then it moves forward. She has her first boyfriend or her best friend when she was younger that he had a crush on her. She didn't really feel the same way. So it's kind of like, who's she going to end up with? Is she going to end up with the best friend? Are they going to have a relationship? It was just so adorable. So that's the only moment of magic.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like nothing else. There's no magical realism other than that she has a vision one time.
Does this mean we get to move into Steamy?
It does. Okay. So you go first with your choice.
My Steamy choice is Into the Blue by Emma Brody, which we've talked about. It was an April Celebrity Book Club pick. I don't need to go too much into depth, but it's a great beach read.
And mine we also talked about. It was my bookmark one week, and it's Carly Fortune, Our Perfect Storm.
Oh, great.
And funny enough, it's also another one where a woman was left, not at the altar, but 2 days before her wedding. And now her best friend is taking her on her honeymoon to try and help her get over. So
I'm sensing we need like a best friends to lovers list at some point in the future.
100%.
We will link all of these that we say, like, oh, we talked about it in another episode. We will put the links in the show notes so that you can head to those episodes to catch out our descriptions and all of that fun stuff.
100%. This one is a fun one. This was hard to do this year. It's thrillers. And the reason it was hard to do because we had some fantastic thrillers this year, which I'm so happy about.
Yep.
I feel like I was a little bit, it was very clear last year what our thrillers were going to be.
Yeah,
because
there weren't great thrillers last year. There have been a ton of great thrillers this year.
We were being very picky about this one. And our first is one of our favorite people.
The Parisian Heist by Joe Piazza. This one I am very biased towards because I actually got to help Joe when she was doing the initial writing stages. So I got to read the unfinished manuscript and give notes.
Man.
Which is a really fun experience.
Yes.
And so I got to see the raw product.
Which
it's a fun one.
I'm sure the raw product in and of itself is fantastic because Joe is so talented.
She happened to have announced this book at the same time as the Louvre heist last summer.
I don't know how she does that.
I don't either. But she announced it, and I was heading to a wedding back in October. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to read it. And she's like, do you want to read it right now and give me manuscript notes? And I was like, yes. And I got to read it on an airplane at the beach at a wedding in Florida. So I happen to know that it truly, I've tested it out. It is a beach read.
Tried and true.
And it's a dual timeline. In the present day, a young college student who is a struggling artist is working as a maid for a very wealthy widow of this art family. They're the big collectors and purveyors. Think of like a Sotheby's almost. They're art dealers. Her husband has died, and she's about to be cut out of the company that she helped build. And she wants the female protagonist and her friends to steal a Vincent van Gogh.
Okay.
And back in the day, we then go into Joe Van Gogh's story. So Joe was married to Vincent's brother, Theo. When Vincent died, Theo tried to get him to be this famous artist, but it's actually Joe's work after Theo died that made Vincent a household name. And she's sort of this unsung hero. So we get to go and hear her story about how the painting was formed. The two timelines kind of meet at some providential moment. So the backstory is a historical fiction. The forward story is a thriller as they're like trying to pull off these heists. It's a really, really, really fun read.
And she announced this before there was the actual theft at the Louvre.
I think it was like the same week.
I know. I would like her to pick my lottery numbers. That's all I'm saying. My choice is The Anniversary by Alex Finley. And this one was so good and so unique. There is a killer, and the killer strikes every year on May 1st. The story is a man and a woman, how their stories become interconnected. We see them every year on May 1st for a decade.
Oh.
And so we see one of the women was an attempted target of the Mayday killer. She escaped. She doesn't know why. She doesn't know why she was allowed to live. Something else happens to this guy. He ends up in jail, comes out, and then it's how their stories come together over the next 10 years and how they relate to this Mayday killer. And it was fantastic. I listened to it in the car with my husband. He loved it too. It was like quick, fast. It was great.
Alex made our list last year for Parents Weekend.
Yes.
So I am not surprised that the writing that he puts forth in this is incredible.
Although I'm not sure that if Alex is a man or a woman.
I looked it up. He's a man.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He does a very good job writing women.
Mm-hmm. There's actually not a lot of men on this list. I think that's Alex and Andrew are so far the only ones on the list. We like a female writer.
Yeah, it's true, and that's fine. I'm happy to highlight female writers. Mystery. That is our next category. And there's two great books in this category. Yours is the first one.
And I know what it is. I'm so excited about it. It's The Sociopath's Guide to a Spiritual Marriage by M.K. Oliver. And it's hysterical, okay? If you like Joe from You, if you like to be in the head of an anti-heroine, this woman is a total narcissistic sociopath, okay? And all she wants is to be like the head of like the PTA mom gang in a wealthy suburb in London, okay? And she's going to do whatever it takes to get there. And during her daughter's 4th birthday party, someone breaks into her house and she murders that person because she has no problems killing anybody.
The PTA is very important.
Yes. Yes. And so she has to like hide the body, figure out who it was that's coming to kill her and why. The entire time she's making these choices and she's justifying her. And you're just like, what? She's like blackmailing people, doing this, doing that. And you find out all this really fun stuff. It is a wild ride. It is wildly entertaining. It reminds me of A Good Person, which I read earlier this year. That was a literary fiction sort of version of this. And this is the more popular fiction kind of take on this sociopath as the narrator. And it gets me every time.
So mine is also pretty crazy. Okay, this is Safari Murder Party by Rachel Moore.
You have been raving to me about this book since you've read it.
I'm obsessed with it. It's so funny. So there's a woman, and she's been working for the CEO of this huge company. And every year, she's like looked over when he goes on his big trips to his private island where he gives out raises and promotions and all this stuff. So this year, she decides she is getting herself on the plane. She's the one that made the itinerary. She knows everything. She shows up at the airport. She's like, I'm coming. And he's like, great. The next morning, he's dead. Okay. And he's left his will that basically says it's like survival of the fittest. Whoever deserves it is going to be crowned CEO of this company. But so like Lord of the Flies, but with adults, and they're all trying to like kill each other, and she's trying to escape, and she just wants to get away, and she doesn't know who she can trust and who she can. And in the middle, of course, there's a romance.
Oh my God, I love this. So it's a rom-cozy.
Yeah, well, although it's not so cozy because there are some pretty bloody descriptions, which would be like grotesque, except for the fact that it's so completely ridiculous that it's hilarious.
So what makes this a mystery and not a thriller?
I don't want to tell you why it's a mystery.
Okay.
You have to figure out kind of what the impetus was for all of this.
Got it.
So the people are killing each other. We know who's killing each person. We're really trying to figure out why it is that he did this in his will. What was his purpose? What did he want from the end game? And who had manipulated this entire thing? And who's going to get off the island?
Got it. I love it. Okay, very fun.
Yeah. Okay, so our next category is fantasy. This is always an interesting one because most of the fantasies that we get are starting August, September, October, right? For the thriller, mystery, fantasy season around October.
Yeah.
So the ones that come out in the summer are often like huge blockbusters, but we do have some really fun ones. What's your first one?
So mine, again, was a bookmark, so I'm not going to spend too much time, but it's The Magic and Mischief at the Wayside Hotel.
Yes.
Elizabeth Everett. It's just a magical hotel gets stuck on Earth and they have to figure out how to reboot it and send it off. And they decide to welcome in a human family. And it's just really fun. There's a romance. It's cozy. It's adorable. It's set in a city, so it's kind of seasonless. You could listen to it any time of year, read it any time of year. But it's just charming and lovely.
Okay, my choice is an unexpected choice. I needed to talk about it because I don't necessarily always talk about seconds in a series. And this is The Rights of the Starling by Devney Perry. The first one in this series is Shield of Sparrows. This is the second, and thankfully, she has already announced that she's finished the third book. So we don't know what it's called, but it is already completed, so we're not going to be in a 3-year waiting situation. This is actually perfect for fans of Fourth Wing. We don't have dragons, but we have other magical creatures. In this one, 2 stories are happening at the same time. You're wondering how the stories come together. I'm not going to tell you that, but we do find out how the stories come together. It was a great second book. A lot of times the second one, I'm like...
It's the bridge, right? It's normally the bridge book.
And you're like, I could have taken it. I could have leaving it.
Leaving it.
Leaving it. That's a good word.
It.
I could take it. I could leave it. This one, absolutely not. But it's very, very spicy.
Okay.
Like, don't be listening to this as
an
audiobook and with your kids in the car because they will be traumatized for the rest of their life. Okay, so the next one is nonfiction. So for nonfiction set at the beach, these books have to be interesting, they have to be fast moving, and they can't really be 600-page memoirs.
No.
Okay, so what do you have?
Well, one, I have Strangers by Belle Burton, which we've talked about in the past. Again, it's a bookmark. We will link it in the show notes. A lot of controversy around that one now because now people are upset. Maybe she didn't disclose. I don't really buy that argument because she was talking about how she's a descendant of a Vanderbilt. Like, we didn't think that there was family money there. Come on.
Right.
Come on, guys. It was still a great book. So that's number one. Number 2 is a really fun one by Gail Crowler, and it's called Marilyn and Her Books. And I have long been a fan of Marilyn Monroe. You can't see it, but Jackie can. I have a Marilyn Monroe Barbie doll on my desk.
She's beautiful.
I did a project about her in 7th grade, and I just find her absolutely fascinating. And she has this reputation for being a dumb blonde.
Which she was not.
Which she was not. And still to this day, if you want to see trolls on the internet, go look at pictures of Marilyn Monroe reading a book and the stuff that people will say underneath about her. It is horrible. And so this book is not so much a history or a biography of her life. It's rather all of the books that she was seen reading or had talked about in various interviews. And it talks about each of those kinds of books and how they shaped her as a person and why she might have been drawn to those kinds of stories. And she was married to a writer. She was a very intelligent woman.
I know. Talk about assumptions that people make based on the way that somebody looks. And no one would ever look at a handsome man and say, well, obviously he hasn't read anything.
Right. And she was such a gifted actress that she played the dumb blonde frequently, but then she had her own production company. I mean, this was a real powerhouse of a lady. So it was really fun to see how the books that she read really shaped who she was as a person. So that was my other nonfiction.
Oh, I love that so much.
I know the final category is YA, and I didn't really have a whole lot to contribute to that category. So these are both yours.
Right, which is, I mean, I didn't contribute to the nonfiction. There's one on there, but.
No, but your nonfiction is generally not beach read nonfiction.
No, it's very much not.
Right. And my nonfiction generally is a little more in the pop culture.
Yes. Mine are more like medical. Yeah.
We're not putting Henrietta Lacks on this list.
No. I have Roles and Rivalries by Christy Boyce. And this is one in a series, but I haven't read the other ones. You don't need to read the other ones. It's more like a crossover situation, and it's really adorable. It is really centered around band, the marching band, and the color guard, which are the people with the flags. I learned a lot about that, and Dungeons and Dragons. Okay.
It's Nerdy Book Central, and I love it.
It is 100% for all those non-hockey, non-cheerleader, not.
It is the opposite of the off-campus series.
It's 100%. The opposite. But I actually will tell you something. There was some behavior by some of the boys in this whose behavior is a lot more of a red flag than the off-campus series. So go figure. Off-campus series is very steamy, but there is not the behavior of the men that you would think that you would see from a hockey player or a football player. They don't do that. And here there was some behavior that was pretty atrocious. So if that is a trigger for someone, it's a sweet romance and I really liked it, but there is bullying that, unfortunately, it's probably realistic.
Yeah.
But that was like the one thing about this that I was like, don't love that behavior. Just so you know. Love the book, though. And the other one we've already spoken about, it is The Escape Game.
Oh, Marissa Meyer. Okay.
Yeah, it was so cute. Loved it. We've already spoken about it. Yeah. Thriller, mystery, in an escape room.
So we will, in the show notes, not only will we really link this entire list, but we will link each episode and put in parentheses what the books are so that you know, like, oh, I'm going to run to episode 12 because that's, I think, 3 of the books on the list.
Yeah. We have Into the Blue, Escape Game.
Yeah. So we will put that kind of in parentheses for you so you know. And then, so the way this works, there's 10 categories. July 4th, we will release 2 more picks for each category so that you have a nice full list of 60 books.
Yeah, there's a lot of books.
It's a lot of books. And we've been debating
adding another category.
Adding a final category in for only the final update, which is maybe to do like series, like pull some of them out that are seconds in series and all these other things so we can put them in without taking up the other category. So it may end up being a list of 66 books, which is a lot of fiction.
A lot of books.
And
but it gives
nonfiction.
you so many choices. And if you look on the website, obviously Kirsten and I have read all of them, but we give a description, we give trigger warnings, we tell you why we liked it. So you can have a look.
We give little steamy kisses.
Yep. So you can get a really good idea of whether or not this book is for you.
And if you go back, let's say you're a big library reader, these books are not going to be as readily available. Go back to Beach Reads 25, 24, 23. You'll find some excellent picks in the same category and you'll be able to actually get them from the library.
Yes. Great idea. Obviously, we're not having a bookmark this week because
this was a giant bookmark.
I think
this
we
episode is a giant bookmark.
Gave you like 20 of them.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, we are off next week and we will be back in 2 weeks with Books About Maine, which is our July 2026 reading challenge. So I hope you enjoy.
Like, follow, and subscribe.
And happy reading.